The Iranian regime's recent drone strike on an American base in Syria, which killed a U.S. contractor, did not deter Biden administration from pursuing controversial nuclear deal with Tehran that would significantly enrich coffers of Islamic Republic. The White House continues adhere Joint Comprehensive Plan Action, the official name of Iran nuclear deal, which will allow Tehran access financial benefits up $275 billion in its first year in force and up $1 trillion by 2030. Senior Iran experts have argued that JCPOA is no longer defensible because it is fraught with serious flaws in deterring Iranian malign behavior, including the failure of Tehran to stop continued drone strikes against Americans. The Iranian regime was caught in an 84% pure enrichment of uranium in February, just 6% less than weapons-grade uranium for a nuclear weapon. Iran can produce nuclear weapons in a few months, according to top defense officials. The JCPOA framework does not apply to the United States. Ignore more than 7 years of history with the Iran nuclear deal, that world powers have spent more time saving deal than has ever been fully implemented. The JCPOA paradigm and Tehran's non-nuclear lethal behavior. The U.S. State Department reportedly continues to propose ways to reach an agreement, even though the JCPOA claims that it is not a priority. Axios recently reported that the White House is discussing an interim agreement that provides Tehran with some economic sanctions relief in exchange for freezing elements of its alleged atomic weapons program. E3 is the abbreviation for France, Germany, and the UK. The KOEP has not been our agenda since September, when Iran turned its back on a deal at the table, but we are still very open to diplomacy, the spokesperson said. The spokesperson continued, as the president has made clear, the United States is determined to never allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons. We believe diplomacy is the best way to achieve this goal, but President Joe Biden was also clear we did not remove any options from the table. When asked about a report in Norway last month that diplomats from France, Germany, and UK were holding secret talks with Iran, U.S. spokesperson reiterated his earlier response: "We are in constant contact with our allies and partners, including E3, on Iran, but we will not detail or most of diplomatic conversations. We will not respond to rumors that are false." For example, there have been no talks between P5+1 and Iran since August. P5+1 is an abbreviation for the United States, France, England, China, Russia, and Germany. U.S. air defense removed during Iran's suspect UAV attack in Syria that killed an American. Of course, we are very concerned about expansion Iran's nuclear activities, including the operation of advanced centrifuges and accumulation highly enriched uranium. Iran has no credible peaceful purpose to undertake these activities, the spokesperson said. Biden's Iranian policy continues to be defined by the JCPOA, said Taleblu, despite the clerical regime's massive human rights abuses, providing Russia with LY drones in its war against Ukraine, and enriching uranium for almost military use. Taleblu said that Biden administration's maximum respect to Iran's rulers over the past 18 months paved way to where we are. He added that the policy allows Tehran to make irreversible gains regarding its nuclear weapons program. The Iranian expert also said that the Biden administration selectively imposed oil sanctions against Tehran. He said U.S. government should provide maximum support to Iranian protesters who oppose theocratic state because U.S. cannot create an Iran policy separate from what is happening on ground in Iran. According State Department, Trump administration is responsible for current state of Islamic Republic. Let's also not forget that previous administration's decision to unilaterally leave KOEP has strongly contributed where we are today. He said Iran is no longer adhering to the constraints of the agreement and is rapidly advancing its nuclear program. Israel Brig. He cited example of Saudi Arabia's rapprochement with Iranian regime, which completely bypassed United States, Communist China-mediated diplomatic agreement between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Biden backs when Iran attorneys shoot U.S. soldiers in Syria. The United States has dreams of returning to JCPOA, which means the Iranians think they can go further and test waters on a variety of issues, Kuperwasser said. The Iranians have shown greater self-confidence in their attacks on American bases in Syria, leading to the of an American, he said. He added that Hezbollah had recently attacked Israel, Iranian regime's main strategic partner, the terrorist movement designated by United States in Lebanon. Truck. The U.S. government has described the Iranian regime as the world's worst terrorist-sponsoring international state. Kupperwasser said the message to Iranians right now is, they can get away with more than. The key now is to pressure Iran to stop its nuclear project. The worst thing right now is reviving KOEP because it saves them a lot of money. With KOEP, they will be able to produce nuclear weapons in the future. Kupperwasser lamented the passive stance of the American government. At last meeting of International Atomic Energy Agency, he said that United States did not take any steps against Iranian regime due to its near-weapon-grade uranium enrichment. Kupperwasser said that the real problem is Iran's nuclear program and uranium enrichment, and that America should look at the whole problem. He said the way to avoid a military confrontation with the Iranian regime was to show credible military options. If Washington hopes to effectively deter the Islamic Republic, military options should be on the table and Tehran should believe we are serious about their use. This requires more aggressive targeting in the wake of the Iranian regime's attacks, said Brodsky, UANI's Iran expert. To retaliate against U.S. forces, not only their proxies, but also the Iranian regime itself. The U.S. government should also seriously consider an updated AUMF, authority to use military force, focused on Iran, as this is the most significant threat. Even the AUMF's opposition to Iran would in itself be a deterrent. Iran's UN mission did not respond to a press inquiry.